let's just dive right into this, Maria. So I want to, of course, properly introduce our guest speaker today. So, of course, Miss Maria Baptiste, in her pursuit of personal development, Maria Baptiste has changed her life when she got started, of course, in Opulence Global about 5 years ago. She saw the vision of the company and decided to take action in pursuing the goal of creating generational wealth. I love that. More importantly, she has never looked back. In 2019, she received her award for being the top seller in Opulence Global, doing the most sales in the calendar year. That's massive. And during the economic downturn caused by a global pandemic, Maria took her business to the next level and became a lifestyle director too, expanding her business in multiple countries. She was blessed with the opportunity to meet top entrepreneurs and millionaires such as Jim Rohn, Les Brown, Brian Tracy, and Robert Kiyosaki. You know, we all know these people. And Maria is also a trained athlete, has a black belt in martial arts, so don't mess with her. And she is passionate about helping others to build a successful business and achieve the financial and time freedom that they deserve. Now, you know, I've been just so blessed to have met Maria Baptiste. I recall the day that she actually got started into the business and started to appear at our meetings. And, you know, the one thing that I've always noticed about Maria is she's so consistent. You know, if you were to look in the dictionary for the word consistency, you'd see her name, Maria Baptiste. So, you know, so, but of course, Maria, you know, today we want to get to know a lot more about you. So maybe take us a bit about your background. You know, I think a lot of people don't know maybe your upbringing, where you came from. So tell us a little bit about your background, your history, and your upbringings growing up when you were a child. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Renee, for allowing me. Well, ladies and gentlemen, as I mentioned to you, I just want to welcome each and every one, and I'm so happy. I'm delighted to share that. Well, originally, I am from Grenada, the Isle of Spice in the Caribbean. Growing up in Grenada with my parents, I was very blessed to have wonderful parents. My dad, very disciplined. He, of course, an athlete, bodybuilder, national table tennis player, cricket, and so forth. So I started at a young age working together with my parents, listening to them, of course. And that's where I started off when my dad got me involved in martial art at the age of 12. And so he says to be successful, to do anything in life, you have to work hard and you have to be self-disciplined. So growing up in that days, I mean, I'm learning from my mom, my dad. My mom was an entrepreneur. I remember the age of 12, 13, we had lots of acres of land. So we used to plant a lot of provisions, like the sweet potatoes and the peas and the corn. And I remember going down with my mom on a Saturday down to the market square and helping my mom sell all those provision. And I think that's where I started. They saw it in me. They say, aha, she's a little
Ah.
businesswoman. Yeah, I started there from the age of 12 all the way. My mom taught me everything to cook, to do all that. So they taught me to be independent, especially my father. My father always says, he said, if you want to have a car, you want to do anything, you got to work hard for it. He say, I'm not giving you a full amount of money. I'll give you half of it, but then you have to put the extra half. So I really appreciate that upbringing. They say charity begins at home. I had blessed parents, and they always tell me put God first in my life. So I maintain that, the spiritual realm, and of course, physically, mentally, psychologically. And so, Rennie, I am so grateful and I'm so thankful for that. I started working when I finished my school, secondary school. I started working for a law firm in Grenada. But my dad and my aunt always says, you know what, she has the potential, she needs to travel. So basically, my dad, I had my aunt who lived here for almost 30 years. Well, she retired back in Grenada now. And my dad bought the ticket, and I really wanted, he said, come up and study. I wanted to study business. I had no intention of living. But my aunt said, listen, this is a place of an opportunity. You could go to the States, you can further your education, you could be whatever you want. And I took the opportunity and I came up here, Renee, and I have no regrets. And I started working, joined Broward Brown College. I did, I did management. I did sales, marketing, telecommunication, name it. That's where I started off. So my background is
Wow.
really sales, marketing, telecommunication, and management. And I've learned so much because I was always eager to learn. open-minded and receptive. And along that, I got involved with some friends from the United States, and that's where I was introduced in network marketing over 20 years ago. One of the things, and they invite me to one of the meetings, one of the things I really, what caught my attention is the personal development. I know working at this job here in a, telecommunication company, and then I start going to have meetings, and I noticed that in the meetings in the evening time that people are so positive, they're always willing and they're smiling. That's what caught my attention, because in the job, which is just over broke, is people don't really smile much, and they look, it's a different environment, it's a different
We're
energy.
not
But
happy.
when I oh god, yeah, but when I came in the evening to the network market, I was blown away. Everyone was so friendly, they come up to talk, they make me welcome and happy, and I say wow. And I sat and I listened to the speaker, and everything was so positive. He's teaching you how to start up your own business, to be independent. And he says, no matter how long you work in a job, you will never have that financial freedom. And that's where I got started running into the personal development.
Wow, it's funny that you mentioned that, and it's so true because just when you said that, I was thinking back about when, I'm sure all of us on the call here, going to your first sort of, network marketing or MLM meeting, you probably noticed that there's so many people that are so pumped up, even, after work when it's getting late. But I think it's such a cool story that your mom had brought you, at a young age to the market, and that you started, like, I never even knew that about you. So, I mean, would you say that being in the environment where you were just maybe sort of like pushed to go and sell products and be with people, um, helped you to get over this sense of rejection? Because I think some people in this industry, they feel rejected even though they're not saying no to them, they're saying no to what they're offering. So it's not like, I don't like you personally, so I just don't want what you're offering. People do take it personally, right? So did it help you a little bit, like being in that environment?
Absolutely. It helped me actually overcome all the obstacles and challenges, because working with my dad, and he was a great advisor and also a motivational speaker. He always saying, listen, you will go through the ups and downs. You will go through the tough time, but don't give up. He says, if you start running a race, which is I was involved in track and field, a national table tennis player, of course, black belt in Taekwondo for all these years, and maintaining that physical exercise, and that's I think that's where that self-development and self-discipline come from. And I had my dad there to always mentor me and push me when I'm sort of, dad, I'm tired or not. He said, no, if you're running a race, you want to make sure you run that race to the end. He said, if you stop in the middle of that race, you become a loser. Excuse me. And I never liked the word loser. He said, well, listen, you have the opportunity to do anything in your life. Work hard, strive for excellence, go to peak performance. And he said, you will achieve anything that you put your mind to. So I think from that upbringing, that humble beginning, and he kept me grounded. He said, no matter where you are, if you become a very wealthy person, always be who you are. Don't follow others. Be yourself and master that skill. So I think that really helped me a lot in the upbringing part. And even when I come to Canada here and you go through all the tough times, going through the winter, the snow, and all that, I remember those words my dad told me
Wow.
and my mom. So that's what kept me. And I
So
always wanted to be a millionaire. So it's just that drive, that encouragement of when you surround yourself with the right quality people. Because when I got involved in the network marketing about 15 years ago, I think that's where it started really, because I ran into some fantastic people that appreciate you and love you for who you are, and they will always encourage you to grow and develop. The first, sorry, the first speaker I've ever met was Mr. Jim Rohn. And that's where, when I went to that first seminar, it cost me about 450 Canadian dollars.
okay, so a quick question. Did you encounter MLM first, or did you attend this Jim Rohn seminar first? Like, which one came first?
Wow, I attended Jim Rohn one first.
Wow, so not knowing about network marketing, like never hearing about it, you're in your workplace, you decided to go to a Jim Rohn, I guess, event. and like
Well,
a paid event?
this is how it started, Renee. First and foremost, the owner of the company that I was working for, because she saw the potential I
Oh,
had in me. And she says, you know what? I have two tickets. You're calling about being in the right place at the right time. She said,
wow.
you're going to absolutely love this gentleman. He coming all the way from California. His name is Jim Rohn. And I have two tickets. I cannot go or I cannot attend. I am traveling. But I give you that two ticket. I want you to go and listen to that man and bring someone with you, have the same mindset.
Wow, she actually
Don't
gave
take,
you those
yeah.
tickets. So
So
she
she
kind of
gave me
started
those.
everything.
Yes.
Wow.
I thank her, Mrs. Black, all the way. I mean, she's living in Germany right now, but a very nice lady who retired there. And I remember she was the first person who gave me that two ticket. And you know, eventually what happened, the young lady who I invited, she never showed up. And you know what? I went back to the receptionist there and I said, guys, I have a ticket worth of over $500. Can I get, promo materials for it? And Renee, that's where it started. It was meant for me. And
Wow.
I exchanged that other ticket and I got all Jim Rohn
Wow, you're
products.
so smart to actually have even thought of that concept of converting the extra ticket to like promo stuff, right?
Yeah, that's what I did. And that's where I got started. And
Wow.
that's when I went to his event and he recommended two books. He said, do whatever it takes. You got to get that two book if you don't have it. And that first book I read was Think and Grow
Think
Rich
and
by
Grow Rich.
Napoleon Hill and How to Influence People with Dale by Dale Carnegie. Those two books changed my life because I understand it shows you in the book where you have people will be envy, they will be jealous of you. You'll learn the good, the bad, the ugly, everything. And I started from there. And then from one event to another event, I went all over to the United States. That's why I had the opportunity. I met, Bishop T.D. Jakes, Les Brown, Brian Tracy,
Wow.
even Pastor Myers, he passed away. I just was blessed to be in the right place with the right people.
Right.
It turned everything around and I never turned back ever since.
Okay,
I've
so
become a better
now
person.
you're
Yes.
doing all these amazing personal development. And for the folks on the call who have never done personal development, nowadays it's at the tip of your fingers. It's on the click of your phone. Go to YouTube, type in these names and start playing these videos, right? But so now my question for you is, okay, well, Maria, when did you now first encounter your first network marketing company? Like at what phase of you doing all these, personal development seminars did you come across your first MLM company?
Yes, was uh actually the first one were they're out of business right now. I didn't really want to
Yeah.
call their name, but
You don't have to
what
yet.
yeah, that I think they probably returned back to the United States with a telecommunication company. And
Okay.
to me, yeah, to me, I just wanted the learning as aspect about it, the training part. I'm always interested in training. I always wanted to know more, to become more, to be a better version of myself before even starting into that particular business. So I got in and really, I didn't do much. I was there for the training part because the lady
I
who
see.
signed me up, she was not really one of the greatest leader. It's not like, no, we are blessed. We are like, moms and pops taking care of kids.
The
But
My
in the
Five, yeah.
first, yeah, no, there was no like leadership that I had the lady to help me if I need any help and support. And so I didn't stay there that long. But the other one I got involved, which is prepaid legal services. That one grabbed to me, was a
So
Christian company.
what
Yeah,
year was that for your first one? The
that was about 18 years ago. That's way back in 2000, about 2004,
wow.
2005. Yeah.
So first one, you're there for the training, and then what was your second company? The prepaid legal one?
The prepaid legal services. That's the
Yeah.
only that's the only two company I got involved, except
Oh, the
yeah,
only
there
two.
was only two, and of course we have Opulence now was the only two, and in prepaid legal services, that's where I really really developed personal development because I had all the right people, in the right timing, and they always encouraged me, and that's where I attend a many event. In the United States, I was really trained in the United States, Atlanta, Georgia.
Wow. So you actually, that's one thing that is amazing is for someone who, maybe you're not making money yet in the business, but you understood the importance of traveling
Yes.
to other markets and just for training. So, this pause here, would you suggest to people in our company that when we have a live event, in Toronto, conference, convention, cruise, that they go to these events?
Absolutely. That's where everything starts, ladies and gentlemen. This is things you do not want to miss because you start seeing things that you've never seen before, listening, with all the top leaders and the opportunity to present yourself being around. I tell you, this is something it's a compulsory. You have to, because that's where you're going to learn, you're going to develop, you're going to grow, you're becoming a better version of yourself. And more importantly, the people that you surround yourself with is positive people going in the same direction. They
Mm,
actually already paved the way. So now you're learning, and be coachable, be teachable, and have that 3 Ps. You got to be patient, you got to be persistent, and have that perseverance to never give up or give in. And that's
what's
what I've
funny?
developed.
You mentioned a good point, which is like, I think a lot of people don't realize this, but in their circle of friends, a lot of people, their circle of friends aren't actually heading in the same direction that they are. And that can
That's right.
often cause a lot of, when the tide is stronger one way and you're swimming against that tide, you can feel like that tide's kind of carrying you back to where you started from. And so sometimes it's like you said, it's so important to put yourself around with people that are swimming in the same direction or going the same direction, because it's going to carry you faster, right, towards your goals. So I love what you said there about that. And so you're traveling a lot. And so being in prepaid legal, I'm assuming you're there for quite the many years,
About
but
4 years. 4 years.
wow, 4 years.
Yeah.
So this is like more than a decade ago now when you started that. So when you finally came across, so how did you get introduced now to Opulence? Like what happened in that transition between PPL? And by the way, for those who don't know, prepaid legal, it doesn't matter. It's like a, it's like legal stuff, right? But how did you move into Opulence Global?
Absolutely. Thank you so much again, Renee. Well, I was back and forth. I think we had a chat with prepaid legal for somehow. I went home for 3 months. And when I came back, all the people, like my customer, they were like all the people that I launched, they're like all sleeping. They were like, dying. And things kind of get slow. And I said, you know what, I got to move on. And I continue working with the, telecommunication company, but I always was open. I always wanted something on the side so I can retire. I never believe in the job. I've learned that it doesn't matter how long you work for any major corporation, you could never become successful for working for someone else. So,
Mm.
Renee, I was always eager. I was looking for the right opportunity. And so one weekend I was down, I think that's a couple of years ago, 6.5 years. I was down at a trade show working for the advertising company. I was managing it there. And while I was there advertising, when people come to my desk, give them the information there, I met this beautiful lady, Mavis Tit, and she was
Woo!
standing on, she was standing on the opposite side and sort of checking me out there because I had people in front of me and talking to them, and she waited when all the people left, and she came up to me and she says, she complimented me of my suit I was wearing, and she said, "You seems to be very fashionable." And then I said, "Thank you very much." And she says, "By the way, I just joined a company, is a fashionable company in Canada here. And I would certainly like to give you some information with that." So I says, "Listen, I just came back from Grenada. I went home for, 3 months came, and it was so cold because I was telling her." And then she says, "You know what? She says, you're from Grenada?" She said, "Well, we going and launch in a couple of months." And I think this is one of the things what got my attention when she said that they're
Ah.
going to launch in Grenada. It's already launched, few years down in from Saint Martin and Saint Lucia all the way. So she gave me her business card because again, I was getting busy and I said, "Okay, just give me your business card," because I was open and receptive. You call that timing is everything. I think if somebody else had approached me before Mavis, I'd have jumped on the same way because I
You
was
know what?
ready.
Before you go on there, there's 2 points that just triggered into my mind that I wanted to make it clear for our participants today, right? Number one is what a great way to build your business is by attending these business expos, right? Because again, I saw one for the next business expo. It's in January, and I'm not sure if I'll even be back there, but they have a business expo happening in Toronto because everyone there is business minded, right? So you might actually meet someone like Mavis did, and she met you because you're opposite from booths, right? And I think the second thing that is a really good tip that I just remembered that we used to teach this is whoever you're talking to, whichever market that they're from, just say you're expanding there because we can expand there, right? So they tell you that we're from Japan. Oh, guess what? We're looking at expanding into Japan, right? If they're from any country, just pick a country, right? You can use that same approach line. So I guess again, hats off to Mavis because she, again, there was things happening down in Saint Martin back then, and she did mention that. I guess so that really appealed to you, saying that they're opening in a country that you were already from, basically, right? Wow, wow.
And it did, to add on that too as well, as I mentioned, I was open and receptive. So I says, okay, I'll take a look at it. And she invited me. She said, on Thursday we having just a small business briefing for about an hour. So I'll certainly appreciate you. Come and take a look. Just come and take a look and see what's happening. And of course, with me, I went home and I looked at the website, and I was fascinated because all was fashion. Ladies and gentlemen, this was only fashion. It was just a few bags and shoes and jewelry and accessories. It's not what we have today. But because of my obediency, and I like to keep to my word, I attend the event. And that's where I had the opportunity. I met you, I met the CEO, I met Sanaz Human, I met a lot of great leaders there too. As a matter of fact, I met a lady called Maria, and she gave a testimony where she was making $10,000 per month in fashion. So all of those things got my attention. I saw the presentation. I said, wait a minute, this is much better than the job, and I can see a future there. First of all, the fashion. Well, where I came from, Grenada, we are very fashionable. In the Caribbean, people were very classy, very elegant people. And I knew I could have sold the fashion online. More importantly, I wanted that residual income, ladies and gentlemen,
Mhm.
doing something once and getting paid over and over and over again. I reached to the point where I was just sick and tired of being sick and tired, overworked, underpaid. And I was looking for that opportunity to blossom, to show the best in me, to bring out the best in me. And that was the opportunity at the right place, at the right time, with the right company.
Okay.
And I joined up that same night. The rest is history from there.
All right. So again, another thing that you just mentioned that is just like setting triggers to my mind, right? And I hope that everyone can see my video because I know Raymond, you mentioned that I was off video for a while, but to me it's always been on. But you can see me, Maria, okay?
Yeah.
On your okay, perfect. Yeah.
Actually, no, I'm not seeing you.
Hey, I keep stopping and starting my video. Hold on.
Yeah.
Really? What the? I've been I've been okay.
Okay,
Are we
now I
both
can
here?
see. Now I can see you.
Okay, yeah. 'Cause, I put you on the spotlight, and then I think
Yeah,
in
and
the
you probably
past when I
got pulled
spotlight
back.
you, I stay on. So I have to spotlight both. Okay, I'm a bit shy this morning. That's why.
No, we appreciate you.
Okay,
You continue.
so really important point. So the whole time I thought I was on camera. My bad, guys. We're gonna mash it up still. But you mentioned something important because a lot of people, when they come to Opulence today, and they hear about, of course, the fountain of life, and but then they hear that 17 years ago we started with fashion, and that so many people made their wealth in fashion. I think this is a perfect example, a true testimonial that shows that why it worked. Like fashion appealed to so many people. I mean, even though fashion didn't appeal to me in the sense of I wear jewelry because it was jewelry back then, right? What did appeal to me was that there was no other direct selling multi-level marketing company that was doing jewelry or doing fashion. So
Mhm.
it still appealed to me in that business sense, but to you, it really appealed to you in the fashion sense. Like you had people back at home that you thought you could sell fashion to online. So I think it's important that we just remind people in Opulence Global it's too easy to get caught up in the fountain of life stuff. I get it because it just does everything, right? But just don't forget, like, Maria, I mean, uh, let's talk about that. How, how important to you is fashion? I mean, every meeting you go to, you are decked from head to toe in
Thank
all
you.
fairy, right? So share a few words on why you think that people need to also remember, dress to impress, wear your fashion, but also to promote that fashion as well. Share a few words there, please.
Absolutely. Thank you so much again. To me, it's very important because I mean, the fashion industry is a 1.3 trillion industry. And again, from where I came from, we grew up with fashion. My parents are very classy people. I mean, my dad don't even wear jeans. That's how I'm telling you how very strict. He lived in England and came back, and he's very, very sharp. My mom the same way too. And she taught my two sisters, we more or less the same, but growing up. She always say you never get a second chance to make the first impression. So always look presentable wherever you go. So it's something with me, Renee, I was raised growing up. So very rarely you'll see me dressed kind of casual, even though we have, barbecue, but you'll see me all dressed because that's just my style and that's who I am. And so in terms for fashion, remember, regardless if the weather is up and down, I mean, recession here and there, people will always wear fashion. If somebody getting married, going to a wedding, if first you're going to try to get an outfit, you got to get a shoes, you got to get a dress. So to me, fashion is very important because that's how we build. I mean, Opulence Global was just fashion for the last 14 years. So I think fashion will always be there. I think we should be always, advertising it. That's why anytime when I meet a customer, even though I'll start with Fountain of Life, but at the end, I make sure that they know all of our products. And so, especially when I meet Nigerians, they love fashion. Forget about Fountain of Life. The first thing they talk about is the fashion. So I will always continue and dress the part. I mean, I'm a product of the product. So when they see, they say, geez, this beautiful, earring or bracelet or necklace, where did you get it? I say, from my mall. So I will always, and I urge for each and every one of you guys, even though you're talking with the Fountain of Life, it sells itself, but also share about the fashion. Because even though you don't buy it from Opulence, you'll go to a different mall and do your shopping there. So this company is all about fashion, beauty, health, personal care. Continue, because I think that's one of the flagship of our product, which was
No,
the fashion.
I
Yes.
really, again, folks, thank you for all of your comments. By the way, like, I know that I'm not reading them out, but thank you for all your comments. The one thing that I really learned as well, just to add to that point, is people are attracted to success. Everyone here is. So, for example, if you were to meet someone on the street, two people, even though one person, person A, might be a self-made millionaire, owns the biggest homes, all the cars, private jet, but they dress like a regular person, no bling, no jewelry, just track pants, no brand name. And you can meet another person on the street who is, you know, really broke, has massive credit card debt, but they found some knockoff Gucci tracksuit, or they're wearing a business suit. They have some costume jewelry on, but it looks pretty good, it looks like good stuff. It could be like fake diamonds, but between the two people, without knowing who these people are, which one do you think you'd be attracted to, right? You naturally attract to the person who looks more successful. So people are attracted to successful people. I think one thing that we can share with our team today is, if you want to get that natural attraction to yourself, especially with respect, and you want people to respect you and to listen to you, especially if you're younger in this business. Like, I remember when I was 27, I look like a kid still. Definitely having a watch, having the rings, having the bracelet, wearing a suit, wearing the dress shoes, right? All of that stuff really has a huge impact on your business. And if you aren't currently decked out from head to toe with our products, that is, in my opinion, you're not giving yourself 100% of your chance to have greater success. Because just by looking the part, having the nice shoes, the timepiece, okay, earrings, for the ladies, or or for men, whatever, right? Again, if you look at some of the people in our company, every meeting you go to, they're just decked, and you feel like there's this walking success magnet in the room, and you naturally feel like wow. So in short, Maria, I think we just want to remind our people, buy the fashion. We have it in the company, right? And so, you always, Maria, you're right. Every time I see you at all of our meetings, you're decked from head to toe. And so moving on from that now, coming in, of course, now to Opulence, you saw the vision, you got started, and you got started again when it was just fashion, right? So how did things go for you in the beginning, like, because some people have success like right away. Other people might have success down the road, maybe a lot later down the road, right? So which one was it for you? And because I think we have an important message to share with the people here, right? So go right ahead.
Thank you again. Well, first of all, when I got started, ladies and gentlemen, was just only the fashion. And apparently, when I got in, actually, I won the double I. We had a promotion going on, and they say in the first 30 days, if you achieve that to become a diamond, you got that double I. And I was very blessed to get $9,000 of fashion, just shopping credits.
It
So
doubled your shopping credits. Wow.
oh my goodness, 9,000. That got my attention. And I, of course, I said, you know what, I have to bless myself first. So of course I got some, some beautiful like timepieces. I took two, I say I bought it for my birthday and some other things too. And I shared for my dad and my mom. I got a shoe and everything for them. And so that what got me now involved in the business. So to me, for the first 6 months, I'll say I was like in training because very
Mm.
blessed to meet like yourself, the CEO, and Sanaz Human. Sanaz Human is one of my mentors. I really learned a lot from her. So, ladies and gentlemen, to me, is training is important. To me, even though I was selling fashion,
Interesting.
but my main focus is to sell more. So I've learned everything that I need. When I come to meeting, I sit up front, I pay attention, I take notes. So that's where I developed. To me, was just in training and training. It was slow at the beginning, yes, but I didn't mind because I saw the potential and I saw the future in the company. And so I started the second year, the third year, I keep on selling. Now, I wouldn't be able to sell a shoe every day, comparing the difference with Fountain of Life. But I
Mhm.
never give up. I never quit. Even people come, they go, come and go. But I saw the future with it. More importantly, when I met the CEO, such a down-to-earth individual, Sanaz Human yourself, there is that positive energy that I attract. And I stood with you guys ever because I knew my goal is to become a millionaire. I wanted to make a significant difference for my parents, that they be proud of me, and
Yeah.
of course, my country, my community, and all over the rest of the Caribbean, showing them that if I can do it, you can do it too. But what really, whenever thing trigger is I was waiting for that when in 2017, we got the anti-aging skincare, of course, absolutely incredible product.
Flawless.
I
Yes.
use all of it. And when they announced that the CEO said there is something coming out for next year to prepare, and I was up in the, when he talked about it is a natural product, and we were waiting, waiting. And when this thing arrived, because I know the importance of health, that's me. You see, I maintain 145 pounds for the last 20 odd years. So I
Wow.
know that self-discipline, there is certain, I do not eat at all, is self-discipline. And so when that arrived, I jumped on it. And the rest was, that's where everything turned for me, is when we launched the Fountain of Life. Everything went skyrocket because now I can go and present a product that I know I believe in. I am not the person into pills and medication, Renee. I don't deal with that kind of stuff. I believe, as my dad always tell me, say your body needs three things: good food, exercise, and sleep. Once you're getting your rest, you're drinking a lot of water, you're eating properly, is what you're consuming every day. Exactly. Now you master that skills. Exactly. So I knew And I know I could able to talk to the people. And by the way, all the people around me will always compliment me, but they always say, listen, I'm overweight. I would love to have your size. I would love to do what you're doing. But they always
Mm.
had arthritis, diabetes, high blood pressure. So Renee, when that hit, hallelujah, I ran with Fountain of Life until this day. And I will continue blessing people's life with the Fountain of Life.
Okay.
And
So many key things here that like you have so many like nuggets that I don't want the people to miss, right? Number one, every meeting I go to, Maria, you barge into the room. Well, you don't barge, but you're there on time. You're always early, and you get the front seats. Even till this day, ladies and gentlemen, on our Wednesday tours, the very first chair right by the front of the room, right by our laptop, right? I swear there's no name on it. We don't assign names to chairs, but it's like she has a name on that chair because she's always on that chair every single time. Every meeting we go to, every convention, every conference, she's trying to grab that front table and fill it with her team, right? So I think it's so important. That's number one nugget that I got from you is that you always want to be in the front of the room because there's no distractions, right? If you're 5 seats back, 10 seats back at the back of the room and the presenter's talking, there could be so many distractions. If you're not mentally strong to focus on that presenter, you might be getting distracted, right? But yeah, we'll call it the Maria chair from now on. Thank you, Gisela. Number two nugget I heard from Maria is that she was patient. The first 6 months of her business, she treated it like training. And I think that's so important because so many people hop into this business, they get started, and they expect somehow to make a ton of money in the very beginning, you know. And I think what we need to remind people is that sometimes not all of us come from this industry. Even if we have come from the industry of network marketing, we might not have the right kind of experiences that come with it, right? So we need to learn the culture, learn the things that make other people successful in opulence, so you can have that success too. So again, Maria took 6 months of that, but more importantly, from when she got started, if I'm doing the math correctly, 5 years ago, right? I mean, we only got the flawless anti-aging skincare line maybe a few years after you got started, and then the Fountain of Life again only after that. So you were there, like you weren't
yeah,
going anywhere. You're still there. Now that we have the Fountain of Life, right? You have it now. The one thing that really impressed me was how you market this product. So can you tell the team what you did to get to winning the award of the top number one top sales for the company? Like, what did you do? Share with us some of your DMO, your daily method of operations. Thank you.
absolutely. Thanks again, Renee, for sharing that. It's very important. You know, as I always give the compliment again to Sanaz Human. When she saw what I was doing, she says, you know what? For you to really make serious money in this business, you need to invest to make money. And that's why she said you need to go out there, go out in the trade shows and do that. So, ladies and gentlemen, I listen to the best of the best, and I invest in all the banners, all the tools necessarily, all the promo material tools. Because I know without tools, I mean, you're nothing. When you talk to someone, you want to make sure that you leave something with them. You know, not everyone will buy right away. Some people like to do the research. Some people like to take their time. They got to speak to their spouse, their kids, their community, whatever. But I hand them the information. And so I started going out in trade shows. I spent even Steph Wise. We had a group of us with Marianne. We went to a couple of the trade shows. Most of the time, right now, Mavis and I, we went to again. I took a couple of the girls with me, training them. Catalina, Mrs. Stella, all these people that I have, and I go out and I notice that when I invest and display our product, our incredible product, the showcase, and the big banner to me is very excited. It draws people towards you. And then I start sharing Fountain of Life. Next, this person say, I need 6 bottle, I need 8 bottle. And one of the things what I've learned, Renee, when you're going out and sell, make sure you have a bottle or two, because what I did, every person who come to my booth, I have a bottle and spoons to let them test. I say, taste the Fountain of Life. And every time when they taste this, there is something happen. All of a sudden, if they were negative or they were, well, I'm not sure and this and that, eventually they say, this tastes good. Let me try a bottle or two. So let's say this week, maybe I sold about 20 bottles. Then the next week I go back and it just start adding up from 30 bottles to 40 bottles to 60. By the way, my best, best I'll say 2 hours is I sold 42 bottles in less than 2 hours with Fountain of Life.
Oh,
And above all, ladies and gentlemen, what I did is just continue doing the same thing over and over. I invest and I realized this thing is really working because I'm out there educating people to show how the importance your health is, because without health, there is no wealth.
you know what?
So all of a sudden, I build that
Wow.
clientele and everyone I ask for referrals. Once you build that like and trust, ladies and gentlemen, people ask, they give it to me, I follow up with them, and they start giving me more and more and more because I never leave them by the wayside. I follow up with them 3 or 4 days. Have you tried it? Did you taste it? Did you? And there we started.
Okay.
So I love what I do. Thank you
So
for
okay,
sharing.
like a million nuggets just passed by, like a million. I swear, like a million nuggets. And okay, so one thing that you said, and it gave me a new idea, right? Again, aside from having this booth, and you have your booth like every week in the same mall, the same place, so everyone knows this is like the Maria booth, kind of the Maria chair, the Maria chair, and then we have the Maria booth, right? But anyways, I love what you did because when you give someone those free 5 drops, what I would even say is, you know what? Get your free 5 drops, walk in the mall, see how you feel. And if you feel good, come back to me after. Like, how cool is that? Is to tell someone to get the 5 drops. So the next time you do a trade show, health show, business expo, give people the 5 drops. You know what? Just go for a walk and see how you might feel afterwards, right? But like, how cool is that to use as a way to attract people? So again, Maria, you're investing. So you're not being cheap. You're not telling people to buy the 5 drops. You're giving people, again, just 5 drops. And so what's incredible is that it seems like 5 drops, even though it might not actually do something for that person because it's only 5 drops, it might, but it might not. But I think what's happening is that they're getting the taste of Fountain of Life in their system. And so you're like initiating that first step of someone to become a customer is letting them try it. And I think the best example I got from this, I think I heard it in Trinidad and Tobago, was, when you go to those, it was Arlene. Her idea, the same thing was, she has a booth on the main street of Port of Spain, was it right? Port of Spain. And she made her own custom Fountain of Life booth. Like all sides have Fountain of Life material. And she's giving 5 drops. And and her analogy was, when you're walking in the mall and you see Haagen-Dazs, you all know Haagen-Dazs, the ice cream place, right? And what are the staff behind the ice cream, the glass ice cream? What are the staff behind doing, right? They have a small spoon, and they're offering you a free lick, right, or a free taste, right? And you go by. The moment you get that spoon, you choose your flavor, and you taste the product, the percentage odds of you buying that ice cream has gone up significantly. So I think what's happening here is, once you give someone those 5 drops or 10 drops, you are increasing the potential of your sales significantly. And that's exactly what Maria has done here. So again, that's incredible. And I mean, you haven't stopped, Maria. Like, you've been doing it since then. Now, you mentioned something really important is the follow-up. So when you get 5 drops, do you collect their information? Hey, leave your contact number here, take my brochure. So what are you doing to try to make sure that you follow up with these people?
Thank you again, Renee. Absolutely. Every person that I give any sample, I get their name and telephone number. I have, I'm organized. I have the sheets with all, and it says, okay, even though it says, well, I cannot buy it now, but maybe next week. I say, okay, what's your name? Are you on WhatsApp? Yeah. I said, well, I would love to send you these 3 links. And this is something I do all the time because I want them to get the information, let it go home and to do their own research or check my website. And I says, okay, let me add you right now. Let me send you these 3 links. And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, the 3 links is, first of all, it's a video link. And I got it from D. And I thank Sanaz Human, Daniela, what basically started all that. And I stay with it. Again, as I told you, I only learn from the best and the best. The 3 links, number 1, is the oxidation stress. Why do we get paid? Oxidation stress, why do we get sick? Number 2 is one with all the local testimonials that everybody share what this product has done to them. And the 3rd is the introduction with the CEO, talking about the fashion, the beauty, the health, the personal care. So the reason why I'm doing that, ladies and gentlemen, to let people know it's not about only Fountain of Life. We have the 5 different industries. And so every person, I get their name and number, and I send them the 3 links. I put my website, and I also put the website with Fountain of Life, which is www.fol.one/Maria Sunshine. And I'm telling you, Renee, ever since I started doing that, even though you talk to 10 people, I know out of that 10 people, I can get 3 LAs, at least 5 of them will buy the product. But I continue doing that because the more information that you send out, the more names that you get, you have the opportunity for people to buy. If you don't take any information, like you don't get their contact, you have nothing to call them. So this is something that I do religiously. Every person I talk with, the first thing I says, you have WhatsApp? Okay, I would love to send you 3 links. And that's how I get it easier. And I continue to doing that from since I've been with Fountain of Life, and continue to inspire and motivate and help many other people around the globe.
I'm actually putting those 3 videos that you just talked about. So sorry for the background noise. I was trying to pause the music, but I know people are going to be asking me, oh, Renee, what are these 3 videos? So I just put the first one there. Of course,
Oxidation stress.
Yeah, oxidative stress. Yes. I'm looking for the one with Ramin. Where is it here?
The introduction one, where he talks about the company.
Yes, yeah. Oh, here it is. Okay, I got that one too. So here's the second one for everyone. I know they're gonna ask me, so here we go. And so the first one was the oxidative stress.
stress.
The second one was the introduction with the CEO. And the third one was the
testimonial. We have all the local, like people like the sellers in that one. We have Lucy all the way from Africa. We have a few of them in that. That's a good one. That's a really good one.
Okay, that's the one. Yeah, that's a 22-minute one. I know that's the where'd that one go? I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
It's the one by
Steph Wise in that. This is all the local people who is in that one. It's very short. It's about like 5 minutes, 5-6 minutes. So
yeah, because when you type in Fountain of Life testimonials, there's like a billion of them that come up online. So we'll have to get that one. Yeah. No, let me put Opulence Global, because that's the one that was done by Opulence Global. I had it in my bookmark. Oh, here it is. Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Here we go. I got it. Okay, here we go.
And I've been using that ever since. Anyone I talk to, that's the first thing I send to them.
Bam. Okay, wow. I've been busy here this morning. Okay, we have the 3 links for you guys, also in your group chat. So again, really important notes here that she made sure she got their WhatsApp. And the best way, again, I think that she mentioned is that, hey, you know what, let me send you a few things to your WhatsApp, more information on the products, some testimonials. And that's a great way of subtly asking for someone's contact information so that Maria now can follow up, right? So Maria, you know, how often, you know, like what's your follow-up technique? Like how often would you actually follow up? Can you share with us? You know,
yes. Let's say someone buy Fountain of Life with me today. I'll give them at least, 2 days later, because I want to make sure that they try the product. I call people 2 days later and they say, you know what? Oh my God, I forgot. I haven't tried the product yet. And so I encourage them to use, because I want them to use the product. I don't want them just buy it and then just have it there. So I've learned in the second day I follow up. And if they say, man, this is absolutely, the taste is good, I say, well, then I'll call you back in another week, because I want them to use the product. At least they have the 7 days. If they use it, they can see the results. I'm telling you, and when I call them back a week later, that's where I start hearing all these different results of the product. especially people who had pain, arthritis pain in their knees and ankle, with what had sewn up, it disappeared. I had a woman, she never sleeps. She said for the last 4 years, she just can't sleep. She will just, for 1 hour, she's a taxi driver and she just cannot get a full 6, 7, 8 hours rest. And when I call her back at the end of the week, she says, Miss Baptiste, I slept like a baby. She said, I need 6 more bottles. So I give them at least 2 days. And then after that, I give them 1 week just to follow up. And that's way I start going. And I continue doing it. And I'll never stop.
We only have like 4 minutes left, and we didn't get to the one of the most exciting topics is how Trinidad and Tobago has now become like one of your most booming markets. So really quickly, how did you start to expand into that market? Because you just came back, and the team is so pumped to hear about you going back. We'll finish off that at the very end. But how did you get into that market?
Well, first of all, we had one of my LA from Venezuela. Her name is Grace Bishop, which I sponsor in. And then while we were there, I always tell her to keep on sharing that videos out and talk to people no matter what. Because I know in that market, it's kind of like right now in Venezuela is really, really doing, it's bad. But one of her friend is Mr. Myers, like auntie. And then she call up and send the information. She sent him her link and call up. And then she called me back and says, well, there's this gentleman, but he's very, very busy. So I said, send him. I having a Zoom on Friday. And he happened to be on together with 2 of his partners from his office there and listen to my Zoom that Friday, the entire presentation. He was
Wow.
very impressed.
Online.
That's how he started. That's how he heard about is of listening to me on that Zoom call. And he was very impressed, want to know more about the product. So then I follow up. And then I think the Monday he called and he said, Ms. Baptiste, could you share this incredible product with me again? And that's where it started.
So your presentation was mostly on Fountain of Life, it sounds like, right?
Oh yeah. Well, the first of all, the Zoom call talks about all the different products. But the most important thing, what attracted him, because it's like my Zoom call I do every Friday. I give the whole, how you make the money, the compensation plan and all that. But he was very much more interested to try the Fountain of Life. Because when I talked to him, he told me, well, he has he has an herbal store, he's clinic and all that kind of stuff. So he said first he wanted to try the product. And he had a challenge with his heart. I mean, he gave that story again. And so he says, okay, so he decided, all right, I want to know more about this. So I got involved with him, he and another lady called Kathy. She jumped on it right away. She didn't hesitate or anything like that. So even I was telling Grace, look, the lady went online. She didn't even know what she has done. So I had to call Greg and put a long story short. I mentioned it over to Mr. Meyer itself. He said, just go over the Fountain of Life for me. And I break it down. And that's what he said. He says, you know what? I'm in. So it took him about 1 week. And he jumped in because he said he has a problem with his heart and he want to see, he said, if this thing really worked the way that you mentioned it, I'm going all the way with this. And so that's what happened. He became a lifestyle right away and he received the product within 5 days. When he called me, he said, Ms. Baptiste, I just got the product. I said, get the bottle and take your 10 drops. And actually he took the travel package. That's why you always say this little bottle, but that has 10 drops. When he took that, he said immediately the pain he had in his heart disappeared.
Wow.
And that's what really grabbed his attention. And then he introduced me, the first 3 women he introduced me to was Arlene Mohammed, Gloria Charles, and Margarita. And these 3 champions where I've been working religiously for the last year. And I was so impressed with what these women has done. And while working with him, they heard his story. Arlene jump in, Gloria jump in, and we start working together back and forth. I remember days and nights, Mr. Myers have me on the phone with about 6 or sometimes 8 or 10 people on the WhatsApp, calling from California, from New York, from everywhere. And I have to do that presentation with all of them late, early in the morning. And all of them whose own clinics, all of them is herbalist doctors. And they start signing up one after the other, one after the other. I used to do a Zoom call every Thursday night.
You see,
With
so
Mr. Myers.
like this again goes back to the point. Had you not done all those months of training when you first got started and learned to do the presentation, you wouldn't have been able to do all this stuff, right? I
Absolutely
think
not.
it's so important that every single one of you here, if you want to have massive success in this business, you've got to be prepared. You've got to be able to on call, be able to deliver that presentation, right? At least
Oh,
on the products, right?
oh, absolutely. Knowledge is key. If I didn't spend the time training and learning, I wouldn't be able. That's what you say, what they say, when the student is ready, the teacher appeared. I trained, I studied day and night, even late at night when everybody going to sleep. That's the time I'm in my back office, learning, studying, growing, coming out to all the meetings, listening to you, listening to Sanaz, listening to the CEO, never miss forensic call, never miss Monday call, never miss our training. I have never missed anything. And that's where I developed my knowledge. Knowledge put into use is power. So whenever I meet the right type of people, I know how to present myself in a professional manner. And one of the things they always talk about me is Maria, she's always very professional, very a woman with class and integrity, and I want to work with her. So I started there. And everyone I started, they joined in and we kept going, kept going. Even some of them had challenges, but I stayed with them, Renee. I never give up, I never quit. And it was 1 year we celebrate. And now it's like everything just spread. They want me to come because we never really spend much time. We spend like 3 days and 3 days into it. Now I have to go because now I met so many of these women are hungry. They have that burning. This is Miss Baptiste. What you doing? I want to be under your wings and I want to become a superstar. I want to become a millionaire and I have to work. You are so knowledgeable and I want to be like you. So my dedicated says I want to go back to work with the people who have that burning desire, who want to make a significant difference in their life, their family life, and their community. I like the serious people. In one word, terminology I'll use, I fly with the eagles. I do not scratch with the chickens and turkeys. So I'm working with the people with the same mindset, going in the same direction, and they're ready to run, rock and roll, and I'm running and rocking and roll
You
with all of
preach it.
them too as well.
You preach it. I mean, I think it's so important that again, like, and now you have people in your team in those markets who are saying, Maria, come back, stay with me for a week here, stay with me for a week there, stay a week in Tobago, a week in Trinidad, a week in, and they want you just to shadow you and
Yes.
follow you and see exactly what you do. And I know, and I commend you, Maria, for making that decision to want to go back down for a solid month. But I mean,
Thank you.
how amazing is this story, folks? To be able to go to a paradise island, ocean, palm trees, the beautiful weather, and stay like months at a time
I
and
love it.
explode your business. This is the life that Miss Marie Baptiste is living. Now, we didn't even get into the fact that you're doing this for your son. You have a family, of course, too, and you of course have a bigger vision here. And let's just end with that. Like, what are you trying to build here? And what's your long-term goals? Like, like, are you wanting to leave a legacy for your son? Like, what's some of your goals here?
Oh God, ready, of course. The same as you said, is to leave a legacy. I only have one son. He's a big boy. He's like 24, he's a big boy. But this is one of the things, is one of my goal. Unfortunately, my dad went with the Lord a year ago. So my dad passed and my mom. So my main goal now is my son, and I have lots of good friends and partners that I want to travel the world. I want to be able to go places. I want to go to Africa. I want to go up with Nancy and those guys. I want to be able to impact lives around the world. My vision is to become presidency in Opulence Global. I want to be able to become a millionaire, to let people know that if I've done it, they can do it too. And Rennie, I'm telling you, there's a lot of powerful women I have in the Caribbean, and they're on the same mindset as we are. They were just waiting for the right opportunity, the right chance, and the right leader to work with them. So again, I am truly blessed. I am truly thankful again for stumbling up, meeting Mavis, and then more importantly is the CEO, the founder, Mr. Romain Mesgalo, and of course our senior vice president together with Daniela. The learning, the training, all what I've learned, developed I grow, I expand, I become a better version of myself, and I'm training others to do the same way. We started in Trinidad in the first month, 6 weeks. Mr. Mark Myers became LD2. In about 4 months later, Arlene become LD2. Gloria become LD2. We have Dr. Love, they come LD2. We have about maybe 6 LD2s with over 25 LD1s, and we have a lot geared and ready to go. I
And
just launched this
Arlene,
gentleman
but
in California, in San Fernando, and he's close to LD1 in less than a week. So I'm
wow.
truly excited. I'm so amazing with what's going on and what happened because I program my mind. This is always I wanted to do. I never make excuses. I just get on the wagon and keep on moving, keep on inspiring. No matter what the circumstances, I always tell people, whatever you give attention to, it will grow, it will magnify and multiply in your experience. So busy your mind with the concept of love, of health, of harmony, and goodwill, and you watch what will happen in your life. So I plant in my seed, Renee. I continue to plant my seed. I water in the seed. I cultivate in the seed. I give it the sunshine, and I'm going to watch the harvest. Once I have the patience and never quit, never give up, I'm all the way flying in the air with the eagles, not scratching with chickens and turkey. So back to
Mm,
you, Renee.
wow. I'm like pumped up. Like I want to go and just like run a marathon right now and pass out flyers for brochures. And I mean, number one, I want to mention before that Arlene, I heard her story. She sold like, ladies and gentlemen, Arlene Mohammed sold what 2,000 bottles in her first like 4 months of the
Four
business.
months. Yeah.
2,000. She was ordering momentum packs after momentum pack after momentum pack. And by the way, you know, when you, one of these days, you're going to hear the stories of Mr. Mark Myers, Arlene, Marguerite, and of course, Gloria in these markets, because they each of them have their own touching, crazy stories. You know, like Arlene had many businesses and was on the verge of having to like fund the mortgages for some of these buildings that she owned before. And because of the 2,000 bottles that she sold, it carried her through that time frame, right? So I think, Maria, that today you have just completely inspired not just myself tremendously, but every single person on this call. You're encouraging. You know, I still remember that time that we drove together, me, you, and Drusilla, to Ottawa to do that boot camp. You know, I could just tell you were a different breed, if you want to call
Thank
it that.
you.
I mean, I asked, you know, hey guys, I'm going to Ottawa for a boot camp. I have space in my car. I'm driving down. Who wants to come? You and Drusilla instantly raised your hand, and we had a blast of a time playing Les Brown, Jim Rohn in my car Tesla, and just I could tell that you're someone who will eventually have incredible success because of your discipline, your success principles, your mindset. And it's no wonder why the Trinidad and Tobago team admire you at such a high level. I mean, you're, you know, like they just cherish you, they love you, they you know, they thank you, and I can just see how much love you poured into that market, and exactly why you are like the queen for them. And so, ladies and gentlemen, I hope that you have enjoyed as much as I have today this leadership cocktail.
Sorry,
Really
Renee.
getting, yeah, go ahead,
Also,
please.
team Barbados. You know, they flew part of
Oh
Trinidad and
yes, thank
Barbados.
you,
Those guys come to
Tony.
me, and that's another market I think me and you eventually will go down because they're excited waiting for me to come. Again, ladies and gentlemen, it's because of again my persistency. I love my team Barbados. I have a few people in the Bahamas and St. Kitts. So we working at all these marketed. And by the way, I wanted to share that even when I started in Trinidad, Erlene, she got me on all the radio station. Even now, every week I do at least 2 radio program for Erlene. I did it for Mr. Myers. I did it for Gloria. I did it for Marguerite. So each and every person that utilize my voice, that's what builds them. They sell a lot of Fountain of Life. Even right now, as I speak, my name, because she advertised that. So ladies and gentlemen, this is what I'm talking about. What I love with these women, sorry, Renee, is because they 120%. They love this company. They love to see you. They love Sanaz. They love Renee. They love me. They cherish me. And that's where we're going to prove to a lot of people who never believe in anything and saying, well, I tried this and I tried that, this never worked, to show them that this is going to work and we're going to make a significant difference to changing people's life and have that financial freedom. Back to you, Renee.
Wow. No, again, Maria, I'm so excited. Like, I don't know what I'm gonna do after all this energy, but yeah, again, hats off to Tony from the Barbados team, because they actually flew down from Barbados into Tobago to attend the training. They even brought their new guests with them. So, I mean, you have such a huge amount of people, Maria, that need you. I think the right word is need, admire, cherish, can learn from. You're their teacher, and we are on the path to creating just an incredible lifestyle for all the people in all the islands. And again, Maria, we just can't thank you enough for everything that you've done. And I think everyone can see the path you're on. You want to become the next millionaire. Maria, I have no doubt in mind you will become one of Opulence's millionaires. And I cannot wait to see you holding up that $1 million check, because nothing would make me happier. I know how hard you work. You're dedicated. And by the way, we haven't even had time to talk about the rough times that Maria's gone through. She lost her job at some point in time, right?
Yeah.
And she took the opportunity to get focused doing Zoom meetings. And actually, I feel like when you lost your job, it's almost the same time when your business started to explode. Is that about right?
Yes.
That's crazy.
One door closed, another one open.
That's crazy. I mean, you want to take 2 minutes to talk about that really quickly? We'll call it a day.
Yeah, I mean, when I got laid off, ladies and gentlemen, you see, the thing about it, I've never really depend on a job. I was always doing something on the side. And so when this opportunity came and it says, well, oh, we don't need whatever anymore, there was Opulence Global. And I look at the big picture. Remember, I'm from the Caribbean island. My focus is to return back to I want to retire home, even though if I'll have a property here, but I want to go back and forth, but I have to have my property in Grenada. So my focus is, when I saw the fashion, I know I can build this business online or even locally with our Caribbean people, because they love beauty, they love fashion, they're very sophisticated people. It's different to up here. And so I saw the vision. Maybe if I didn't see the vision, when I saw the vision, I said, thank you, Father. Now I have an opportunity to share this to many people around the world. And I took it by the horn. And of course, as I told you, I had our mentors, the CEO, Sanaz Human, Daniela, and I listened to these guys religiously. Because of my background in network marketing, I understand that the only way you can succeed is you got to keep on trying. You got to keep your face. Listen, 3 things I'd like to leave what I've learned from Les Brown. He says, number 1, 3 things. You have to become successful. When you talk about the patience, a lot of people would like to, they join something right away and they expect money to come, but they don't realize you have to develop yourself, mind, body, and spirit. Some of the people, they're not ready. Their mind is not there. So it needs time. So you got to learn to be patient. You got to humble yourself. You have to be coachable. You have to be teachable. Learn from the people that know more from you. Be patient. I've learned. I remain a student, and I'll always continue being a student, because you never stop learning. He says number 2 is that persistency. No matter the highs and lows, no matter the peaks, the valley, the up and down. People say, oh no, I don't believe in this. I never follow people. I focus on what's important to me, because I see the future. I know if I don't do it, I end up like the rest. So I know I have to be exceptional by pursuing. Keep on going, keep on giving, keep on moving forward. Strive for excellence at all times. If I have a slow day today, I say, what? Tomorrow is a new day. Let me start fresh. Okay, I'll make 50 calls, follow up on all my calls, some power call. Then I'll book appointment. I'll go out and meet people face to face, close the deal. I do at least 5 to 6, tour every week. And I'm doing more. Like Monday, tomorrow, I book 4 appointments to meet people individually. So this is what I love to do. So if you're not doing that, ladies and gentlemen, the DMO, your activity, then everything slows down for you. But once you start doing, and I start doing, and then other people, they start listening to me and learning from me. So we all motivating it. That's what I've been doing with the Trinidad Tobago board. Always encourage them. I'm on my group chat. I send out the latest information. I always give them inspirational word with Bishop T.D. Jakes, Miles Moore, all these things, because we will go through rough time, but you need people that there who will always inspire you, who will always uplift you and say, hey, I know you can do this. Let's work together with one team, one dream to the billion.
Maria, I feel like I can run through a wall right now. I feel like I can smash through a wall, and there's nothing that can stop me in this business. I feel like no rejection can ever set me down, because wow, Maria, you know,
Yes.
I think you have the natural voice. Like your voice when you talk,
Thank
like
you.
I wish I had that voice that could, like, you know, motivate someone. Like you had that voice naturally. You have this like modifier here that just makes people so excited, and you have that with you. But you know, all that, folks, ladies and gentlemen, today's call went by so. Cannot believe an hour and 16 minutes have gone by already. Maria, you have so many people saying thank you, thank you. The emojis, the hearts, and I'm almost speechless. You know, you've done so much for your team, for the company. You're a team player, and thank you so much. So, folks, again, Maria, on behalf of the entire Opulence Global family, we thank you for pouring into us this morning. And this call will be available. You know, I think this is one of those calls that you can put onto your audio, you know, in your car when you're driving. Download the audio and just play it every day for yourself. Get inspired. So again, folks, I'm sad to have to end this call, but of course we have to respect our time. And you know, Maria, again, thank you. As always, ladies and gentlemen, we are one team,
one dream
to the billion.
Thank you, everyone. I love and appreciate you guys. Have a lovely weekend. Thank
Okay,
you, Renee,
so
again
much,
for hosting
everyone.
me. Thank you so
Very
much.
welcome. Okay, much love. Bye, everyone, guys. Okay,
Bye
stay
now.
2 billion. See y'all. Oh, by the way, folks, really important announcement. You heard just now about Maria talking about her doing that product call. We have so many online tours. By the way, one of our leaders, Drusilla Batch, now every Monday, okay, when she's doing her segment, she's focusing on the product. So now we're gonna have in the week of schedules, we'll have our regular business tours. But if you have someone that just wants to learn about the business, we also now have, just about the products. We also do have now on the Mondays, just a pure product presentation. Of course, Wednesday morning, we have the Fountain of Life testimonial call. That's now not about doing testimonials. There will be that, but we're not going to be reading all the testimonials, but a lot more Q&A and live testimonials. So hope that helps you all. Again, as always, we'll see you next time. Thank you so much and have a great weekend. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Okay, bye,
To the
everyone.
billion.
Bye. To the billion. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye.